What's up, people? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you had a great day. I could not wait to do this review. I was chomping at the bit all day to do this. A lot of good things happened today, and some not so good things. So let's get down to business. I love the chat that Laura and Lulu had. I felt like it was a long time coming because remember, for the past few years, Tracy was the one that always gave Lulu advice, and Tracy was always the one that Lulu went to. So it was good for a change that Laura, this time around, the birth mother, was the one that Lulu confided in. It was a good change. It was a good change of pace, and I'm glad that the writers finally acknowledged this. Because Ron, if it was up to RC, Tracy would have been the one giving Lulu advice and this, that, and the third. So I'm just glad that Laura was the one this time to give her daughter advice. I'm just happy about that. Um, Lulu, I get where she's coming from. She's still hurt. She's still angry. She's about to lash out and, make some not so good decisions and not so good choices. Um, so the one person I feel bad in this entire situation is that baby. Rocco is the only one I feel really, really, really bad for in this situation because I feel like the adults in his life are not handling things well, and I feel like it's gonna fuck his life up when he gets older. Like mess up his views on relationships and marriage. Because when you got parents that deal with stuff like this, it messes up your views. Like it can give you some misconceptions about how marriage should be and just a life in general. So I think they need to do a better job. Their son is watching, and what they do affect what he does growing up. You know what I mean? It affects his future relationships, and they need to start doing better, making better decisions for the sake of their child. I understand Dante wants to work this out, and Lulu's not ready to work it out. She just wants to hurt Dante as bad as he hurt her. And I feel like sometimes that's not the right way to go. That's not the best way to go. I feel like Lulu should separate herself from Dante, not officially divorce. I know some people's like, why would you want them to divorce? Da 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 da. Not, not like that. I don't think all marriages should end in divorce when someone cheats. That depends on if the person is a serial cheater. Dante's not a serial cheater. He fucked up one time. I feel like she should be angry. She should collect herself and she should be by herself for a minute and, eventually work towards forgiving Dante. But I don't think it should be, oh, he cheated. Let's get a divorce. I don't feel that way because it's too easy, especially when you've been in a 4-year marriage. Dante and Lulu been married close to 4 years, so I feel like divorce would be a little bit too easy. I feel like since he only did it once, she should be angry, but I feel like she should just take some time to really collect herself and think on this. I mean, you do have a child, and that should be considered. And they do have love for each other. It's not just, staying married for the sake of the child. You're staying married because you remember that love that you got for one another. So I think that should play a major role. And I think she should take everything into an account. Do I feel like she should forgive him quickly? No. He slept with her cousin. Come on now. There's no forgiveness that fast, especially when he slept with a relative. That's just nasty. If it was a regular bitch, okay, maybe she could forgive a little bit quicker. But a cousin, hell no. That should take a few more weeks, a few more months. Um, and they need to see if the grass may be greener on the other side, if you know what I mean. And I think Lulu took that a little too literally today. So anyway, Carly. This is why I did not want Jason to come back to this show. This is the big reason why. Because Carly and Sonny will gravitate towards him and latch on to him, and they will use him just like they did over the years and get him to do their bidding, and I'm not with it. Like Carly coming over there first thing in the morning, asking him, begging him to go tell Sonny that he's alive. The only reason she wanted him to do that was because she wanted Sonny to be in a better mood so he could forgive her for not showing up to the custody hearing. Which I feel like she should not have to apologize for not showing up to that custody hearing because number one, he's excusing it's fucked up because Sonny is excusing Dante and Christina for not being there, but you're not excusing your wife who was in a fucking car accident. She had a really good reason for not coming. Hello, she was in a car wreck. She could have died. She could have had a concussion. She could have been in a coma. Did he care? No. He's just pissed because he lost. That's all he cares about. Sonny is a selfish ass and he's never going to stop. And Carly has herself to blame because you married the bastard for the fifth time. So that's on you. You're the dummy. And I'm sick of them going to Jason trying to clean up their mess. Nope, don't do it. Not this time. Nope. Return to sender. No. Mm-mm. Nope. This is why I didn't want him to come back. Because you know what? I'd rather him stay dead than to be their pawn. Because I had enough of that over the years. It was a silly thing for it to go on as long as it did. And I don't want to go back to that. I don't want to watch that over again. Where where Jason saves their ass for the umpteenth time. Like, no, that's boring. And come on now. This is the reason why it took him so long to really have a life. This is why it took him so long to marry Sam. Because it was because of Sonny and Carly. They always needed him, so he had to put everything else, his personal life, on the back burner to save their asses. Not this time, no. He deserves to have a life of his own, just like they have a life of their own kids, family. He deserves to have the same goddamn thing, and it's not fair. It's not fair to him, and it's not fair to his wife. It's not fair to his children. That's not right. No. Hell no. Sorry. Nope. And she begging him and begging and pleading for him to go. So he decided to go. He went there, and as soon as he walked through the door, of course, Sonny was his rude self until he finally told him that he was Jason. Sonny, of course, didn't believe it until she told him about the DNA and everything else. And, Sonny finally came to terms with it. And I did like that scene where he, grabbed Jason's hand and he started crying and, telling him about their history, that they were closest brothers. And, I did like that scene. That part I did like. I felt like it was a real emotional scene. And Sonny did mean something to Jason. You know what I mean? Sonny and Carly definitely not trying to take away what they meant to him. I just don't want him being used as a pawn again. Because that's how I felt like they used him. Um, but the problem is Carly needs to stop pushing Jason to remember who his past life. Stop pushing. Let him do it on his own. Just give him his space like Sam is doing. Sam is not pushing him. She told him she dropped off his motorcycle, and Sam told him you can come see your son anytime you want. She did not push him. She told him you could come see your son anytime you want to. And it's the end of the story. Carly needs to take a page out of Sam's book and back off. Stop trying to force it. And the funny thing is, when Jason got to Elizabeth's house, he started to have a glimmer of a flicker of a memory. He remembered Sonny welcoming him to the organization, telling him to take over the business. He remembered that. Um, so that was a good scene. I liked it. So anyway, what else happened? Julian was in his office or whatever. He got a brand new office at the Metro Court. It's nice. I'm surprised that he still calls it DWM, Derek Wells Media. Why the fuck didn't he change the name to Jerome Media? Derek Wells was an alias, so I don't understand why he didn't change it. But anyway, he was talking to Alexis about his little tax problem. Now he got the IRS on his ass because he has too many assets and his income it doesn't um equal the amount of assets that he has. So basically, I think he has more assets than he has cash. Um, so the IRS are basically coming after him for back taxes. And one of the assets that he still has is Crimson. And he felt Crimson was bleeding money. So Alexis told him, well, shut the company down and use it as a tax write off. But he didn't want to do that. So Nina pops up in his office talking about she's there for a position with Crimson as an editor or whatever, or an assistant editor or whatever. But he offered her the editor in chief position to run the magazine. And at first, I was surprised that he gave her the job. I said, "What the fuck is Julian doing?" But then Alexis figured it out and said that he basically gave her the job so because he knows that she's gonna run it into the ground, and he could use it as a tax write off, which is smart. But I'm still pissed he gave her that job because the first thought in my mind was, Maxie, hello. I said, why isn't Maxie running this company? She obviously knows what she's doing. So Franco was talking to Obrecht about getting his job back as an art therapist. It's about time. I said it's about time. But as far as Nina go, I respect her trying to rejoin the workforce. She has mad money. Like she could just sit on her ass and spend her coins. But she's choosing to rejoin the workforce and make more money, which I respect. I respect that. even after being in a coma for 20 years, like it's not easy adjusting to 20 years later, this new time zone. Like, it's not easy for her. Like this new, what's going on in the world today. It's not easy. So I commend her. Uh, Franco or whatever has to pass a psychological test or whatever before he can get his job back as an art therapist. But Lisa, of course, is happy to have him back. So it's good that Franco's trying to get a job and he's not trying to leech off of Nina. So I'm happy about that. Dylan decided to cancel his movie. So you mean to tell me we sat through months of this movie bullshit for what? All of this was a plot point for Lulu to find out about the affair, and now all of a sudden he wants to drop the movie. Whatever. I'm not crying about it because honestly, I didn't give a flying fuck about that storyline. That whole movie was stupid to me. So Maxie went over to Franco and Nina's to give the donation check back, and that's when she found out Nina got the job as editor in chief of Crimson. And she basically put Nina out there and told her, well, this you got to do this. You have to have the modeling agent's phone number. You have to have major contacts. So Nina offered her a job as her assistant. I don't like that. I don't like that. I feel like Maxie should at least be co-editor in chief. She should be a boss because she know what the fuck she doing, and Nina clearly doesn't know what she doing. She has no contact. She don't know nothing about fashion like Maxie know about fashion. She doesn't know that business inside and out. So I think Maxie should be the one to run that company. I feel like Julian made a big mistake. Either way, Julian's gonna come out on top because even if Nina were to run that company into the ground, he could use it as a tax write-off. But with Maxie being a part of the company, she's gonna make it a huge success and make it a lot of money. So either way, he wins because he's gonna make money. So either way, it's a win-win for him. Whether the company shuts down or whether it makes money, he wins. So I just think Maxie should run it. So anyway, um, what else happened? Um, what else happened on this shit? Lulu went to the Hornet Star. She was yelling at Dylan or whatever because she was pissed about him showing that video. And she did the craziest shit. She started kissing Dylan. I said, Lulu, this is not how you do it. I understand she wants revenge, but my thing is, you do not. Let me tell you something. Two wrongs don't make a right. Technically, she's still married to Dante, so therefore you're cheating on him now. So this is one big mess, and you already know this is gonna kill Dante when he find out. Even though I don't care, but at the same time, two wrongs don't make a right. You can't fight fire with fire. Like, come on, Lulu, be above this shit. I did like the little conversation Laura had with Dante or whatever, telling him not to push because the harder he pushed, the more he pushing her away. And I feel like that's concrete information to give him because I feel like he should back off a bit. But overall, I love the episode. If I'm forgetting something, let me know in the comments and we'll discuss it. But this overall was a good episode. I enjoyed it, thoroughly enjoyed it. So anyway, I hope all you have a great night. I will see all you tomorrow. Have a great day.